Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Track Talk, your connection coast to coast and beyond in all the latest news, developments, stake race analysis, and interviews inside the world of thoroughbred horse racing. From California to New York, Florida, and Kentucky, we have you covered. It's post time, live from San Diego. It's Track Talk. And we welcome you on a Saturday morning live from the WS Radio Network, coast to coast, worldwide, and away we go, as Trevor Denman would say. The opening of Del Mar on Wednesday, just an overflowing, happy, loving crowd on the track of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, and we were entertained to a great opening day 2019. But this is a big weekend. By the way, all the racing at Saratoga has been canceled due to excessive heat, a heat wave hitting the entire half of the country from New Mexico east. But here at Del Mar, it'll be a Chamber of Commerce day, and we welcome you no matter where you are in this Saturday. Welcome to Track Talk. We're going to dive into Del Mar on this Saturday morning, and getting to it is my man to the left is Tommy D. Tommy D, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Felix. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Saturday here. As you said, in our prayers are all the people in that heat wave. My pop's living not too far from Saratoga. Talked to him on the way in. Said he was not going to go outside today because the humidity was that bad, Felix. So Saratoga making the right move. I think canceling the day at the races. You got to take taking care for everybody, and then you're not going to get many people coming out on a hot day like that. But doesn't mean we don't have great racing today. We have Del Mar with a great card, and then of course the $1 million Haskell at Monmouth, big card there too. A lot of stakes races at Monmouth, and then a couple at Del Mar too, Felix.
Yeah, they canceled most of the eastern seaboard tracks. I know Laurel's in that mix with Saratoga. I don't have any idea about Gulfstream if they'll run or not, but one track and one venue that will run, as you mentioned, is Monmouth Park and the Haskell. And I know that you looked at the Haskell because when you were walking up the steps, you were telling me that no Saratoga, but plenty of Monmouth Park. That is the 12th race on the card, if I stand correct.
That is correct. This is 12th race. It's going a mile and an eighth, and it's for 3-year-olds. And we got a great bunch here. We're looking at Maximum Security. A lot of people want to see how this horse is going to come back. It lost last time out to King for a Day, which is in this race, so we'll see how that goes. Mucho Gusto. Bob Baffert sends one out there, so we always got to keep our eye on that. And a horse that I like at a price is Hoevia. That's the 2 horse there in race 12. I think that this race is pretty interesting. I like Maximum Security here, but it's going to be a tough battle here to see if this horse could come back from that last loss and prove that he's a champion.
Yeah, I think that he'll run very, very well today. He did all the right things in his last race, just like he did all the right things except win the Kentucky Derby. Well, he won the race, as we know, and got disqualified. Some people still talking about that DQ back in May. But here we are, the first weekend of May. A big day Wednesday at Del Mar, Tommy D. They had 31,000 plus on track. Most tracks would give their right or left testicle to have 31,000 on track on any day. Del Mar opened up down a little bit, not much. The handle, they were betting with both hands. They wagered $9 million outside the state. They had a total of about $13 million. They wagered $3.1 million on track. That was a pretty significant day at the races, $3 million on track.
Yeah, and you're talking about a Wednesday, Felix. A Wednesday we're talking about, not a Saturday, Sunday. So Del Mar still has that glamour and glitz. And I did notice it was down just a tad, Felix. I noticed that the betting windows, that's how I noticed. There wasn't as many lines as there was in the past. But you know what? It's still all about opening day. It's more about the celebration. Summertime's here. The horses are in town. There's beautiful people out. And, man, what a show. It never disappoints opening day.
What a vibe there, too. You and I had some opportunity to spend time with friends. Dion, the original gate crasher, was there almost 90 years old. You know, he has busted and crashed some of the greatest events, including the Super Bowl. He was there in his green outfit, almost 90 years old. He'll be 90 in November. God bless you, Dion. I know you're listening to the show, and I know a lot of first-time listeners are participating by coming into the WS Radio Network family on this Wednesday or on this Saturday morning. We started off Wednesday, Thursday. Was a slight day, very, very, very soft as the day after opening day always is. Friday last night, great racing there. Today should be a dynamic card. And you still chasing and tackling those pick fives, Tommy D?
Oh, definitely. That's where I think the money is at in the pools is the pick five. If you get a nice little ticket together, I think that's the pool with the takeout and everything, the best value for your money. And, you know, so far they haven't paid, you know, too big. It's been a little bit, you know, playing to form here, but, you know, pretty solid overall. And yesterday, just for an example, we had a different jockey win every single race yesterday.
Yeah.
So this jockey colony is wide open. And, you know, you're definitely seeing some top riders, but hey, any jockey can win any race, it seems, right now.
Tommy D, for a long time, we've been playing pick fives. You know, you've been really structuring your tickets around the pick five, the 50-cent pick five. We have a second pick five, the ladder pick five, which paid $18,000 on Thursday. So, have you tackled that wager at all?
You know what? I did not do that one on that day, but I usually play the early and late pick fives when I'm at the track and focused or on days. I definitely play on stakes days, big days, opening days, so definitely taking a look on the days when there's value, too. If I take a look at the card and don't love it, I might not play it, but I usually put some kind of small ticket together.
Without any doubt, the big day, big weekend here. No racing on the East Coast at Saratoga. The focus will be on Del Mar first post, 2 o'clock. It's going to be a beautiful day. Ziggy Marley is there tonight. We have the Burgers and Brew, and then we have the Little Red Feather handicapping qualifying contest, which you can still get into. And then we have our little seminar at Milton's. Larry Zapp will be there. You'll be there, 10:30. We're going over to Milton's just right across from the Del Mar Racetrack and the Flower Hill Promenade, 10:30 to meet and greet some of you folks out there. We hope to see as many as possible. But when you looked at the card, Tommy D, today, first through five, the first through the fifth race today, what'd you think?
You know what? I thought it was a little challenging. You know, sometimes when you got these young horses, there's a couple races that come later that, you know, race 5 seemed to be the one to me that seemed to be wide open in this mix. But a lot of people are on Blue Moonrise, number 8. This horse could be a possible single in your pick 5 if you're trying to get to that last leg. This horse looks pretty strong, but a couple other horses, number 4, Willow Glade, horse at 20-1, that caught my eye. And then number 5, Miss Ava's Union, another one that I'll have on my ticket also.
All righty, let's go up to Del Mar, where I know my man Larry Zapp is standing by. He's at the Seaside Oval on a Saturday morning, 9:08 on a Saturday morning. You're listening to Track Talk. We're originating from San Diego, California. Zapper, top of the morning. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, Felix. Good morning to all from opening weekend. Del Mar. Weather's beautiful, unlike the East Coast where they've canceled Saratoga for the heat wave. Monmouth, they're going to try to have their big card, Haskell card today, and probably have a lot of eyes on them. But at Del Mar, we just started the last break, 9 o'clock break. A lot of people out enjoying morning workouts. And Felix, it's just been, except for a tragic accident the other day where 2 horses collided with a loose horse running into a pack, and then very unfortunate. But first 3 days of racing, I just think it's been spectacular. I mean, we've had every possible result. I think the main track's got a little speed favor to it. The turf course is like, you got to get used to it because Santa Anita's speed favoring turf course is not Del Mar's speed favoring turf course. They can rally wide here, make up ground. Just so happy to be here. And the fresh breeze right now coming through is just phenomenal. And it's going to be a great Saturday of racing from Monmouth to Del Mar. And really look forward to going over and talking to the fans at the seminar and getting some good old-fashioned matzo ball soup.
Yeah, without any, we'll need some of my voice, and I've been running all week long at Del Mar. Just a lot of events, a lot of people to see. Like Tommy D mentioned, the socializing of seeing old friends that we haven't seen for maybe a year since last Del Mar summertime, and always a great time. And I thought opening day was off the charts. Larry mentioned the tragic accident that took place on the training track where a getaway horse got away and they ran head-to-head and both died on the track. And very unfortunate. I talked to CEO Joe Harper yesterday. He was quite upset about that, after having a good, safe opening day and then awakened at 6:30 in the morning. Very, very difficult. But let's go to Del Mar here. Let's go to Del Mar. The fans tuning in, we want winners, and we're going to assemble an early pick 5. And Tommy D, I'm going to give you honors in kicking it off. By the way, the first race is brought to you by Milton's Delicatessen, right across from the Flower Hill Mall. Some a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They have it all right there. They have incredible breads and bakery and pastries and what have you. And Barry over there doing a seminar every Saturday and Sunday. We kick it off today right after this radio show. We have 6 going to post here at Del Mar to open it up. The first race of the day of a 10-race card, and the favorite is number 6 at 2-1 with my man Aaron Grider in the boot. Tequila Sunrise, Tommy D. You take it away.
Yeah, no, my top choice here is number 4, Dearborn. This horse is going turf to dirt. Jeff Bondy does a great job, 24% there. Nice works on the Santa Anita Turf. Hopefully it'll make the transition over here. I expect this horse to be up front. I like number 4, Dearborn, quite a bit. I also like number 3, Super Klaus. Owner Victor Garcia is also the trainer here. Bayerano won 2 for opening day here. I think that this horse has a chance. And, even though it's a 6-horse field, I think there's 3 horses. And on number 6, Tequila Sunrise, the one you mentioned, Richie Baltus, this horse came back and won first time off the bench. They did drop it down to maiden 30. So it's going to be going up against some of these horses that have faced tougher. That's an uphill battle. But that's what I like here in the first race, Felix.
All right, Zapper, what do you think about the opening race?
I'm just going to climb on Tommy D's back, and I'll use his horses. I don't really have an opinion. This is one of my least favorite races on the card today. So I just say Tommy D has some conviction. Let's go with it.
All right, Tommy D, the conviction is working here in race number 1. We talked about the early pick 5 and the late pick 5. That late pick 5 is a very, very juicy wager that if you line up, you're going to get paid if you have a couple of 5, 6, 7 1 shots indicative of what it paid on Thursday. I think it paid $18,000 if I stand correct. How's the second race shape up, Tommy D?
Yeah, so the second race, we have American Anthem here. Windstar Farm was the breeder here. China Horse Club owner here, Bob Baffert. This horse finished 4th, but if you look at this horse, gets played every single time. It's faced much tougher. American Anthem, I expect to be tough here. But if I had to take another horse, Flagstaff, this horse I think is a horse that is improving. 1-for-1 this year. John Sadler will have Victor Espinoza up. Had a nice workout on the Santa Anita track last time out, running a 59.2. For 5 furlongs, and he was the best of 47 horses on the track. So Flagstaff would be the upset horse here. But I like 1 American Pastime, 4, maybe 2 American Pastime possibly, but I'm all over American Anthem here.
I'm on the radio.
All right, Zapper, what do you think about the second race?
I think it's American Anthem's race to lose, but Flagstaff's the other horse, Felix. Just not too exciting a race here.
All right. You getting some of your fans around you, talking to the fans while you're on the air, Zapper?
I'm talking to Dan Blacker about a 2-year-old filly that worked yesterday. He might still have some shares in her. She's by Liaison. We could talk about that later at the seminar.
Yeah?
But Dan Blacker, an up-and-coming trainer in Southern California, forced to be reckoned with. You know what? We might be doing some blood stocking over at the deli over there, Felix. So tell the people to bring their checkbooks.
All right. Well, we'll give them pieces of horses as we have our lox and bagels over at Milton's. Want to shout out to Dan Speak Up at Speak Up today. He and his wife, Sarah, listening to the radio program. Just a big week for Speak Up Bistro. up there in Del Mar, and it's always good to see Dan and Sarah. And so they're logged on. And then my man Clinton from Las Vegas is online with us, baby. He's up there in North San Diego County, walking the beach with his headphones on, listening to Track Talk as he does that. Tommy D, we go to the third race, don't we? And we're trying to put a real inexpensive Pick 5 ticket together. It seems as the races go on, it seems to be more value-orientated at Del Mar. I could be wrong. What's your take in race 3, Tommy?
Yeah, race 3. I think this is a tough race. Out of the Pick 5, I think this is probably the toughest, if not race 5. But I think the race 5 could be a single possibly. So I would say this is the toughest of the sequence. My top choice would be number 11, Katanjan, Doug O'Neill, Cedillo. This horse was running second on an optional 80 last time. Against non-winners, a 1, Bifed Biz. This is going to be the speed of the race. I expect it to be up front. It did run the mile on the turf and was right there. But I am going to go a couple other horses, including the number 5, Always Forgiven, the DeSormo brothers. This horse ran in a grade 3 last time, so it's going to be taking a drop. Jonathan Wong, trainer from up north. I expect him to hit the board here soon. Loudmouth, number 4, would be another one. And then the Creep. Number 1. Those are my selections. That's another Jonathan Wong horse. The 1 and 4, both trained by Jonathan Wong. So 1, 4, 5, and 11. I wouldn't be mad if you threw the 9 and 8 in, but I'd love to hear what Zap said. Zap, what do you got, race 3?
No, now we start getting into, I would say, more of the meat of the card. Anybody notice Steve Sherman winning 2 in a row the other day? He brings in a nice barn down here. He's got one in here, and you know, the more I look at this race, Tommy, the more I see kind of a wide open race. I like Jack Carava off the claim, number 8, Royal Insider. I think this is an improving horse. The last 2 races on the turf have been very promising. Doug O'Neill, you know, is having a great year, but Jack off the claim is just something I get pretty excited about. So Doug claimed the 9 horse, and he runs it back for the 40. So Doug's having a good year. Jack's good off the claim. I'm going 8-9 here, and we're talking Royal Insider and Collins Avenue.
All righty. That is race number 4, Tommy D.
Yeah, race 3. We're going to move on to race 4, which is the San Diego Handicap Grade 2. This is one of the big races. And we've got a horse that a lot of people know. It's Catalina Cruiser. This horse is 1-2, owned by Heronis Racing. Giles Sandler trains. The sire is Union Rags. This 5-year-old is pretty impressive. Came off the bench last time off a significant layoff in a grade 2 and won pretty nicely with a 103 buyer. I see this as a single today. I know a lot of people might be trying to beat it, but I like number 1, Catalina Cruiser, as a single in that early pick 5. Dr. Door would be my upsetter, and then Core Beliefs behind that. Zap, who do you like?
Oh, it's, you know, obviously my guy Pete Erden's got 2 horses in here. Core Beliefs is probably the one that's really coming up to the race. Very fine-tuned. Draft pick, not as good a workhorse, and they've been working together. I mean, it's obviously Catalina Cruz's race to lose. I mean, he's got to get the distance. We all know that. The Core Beliefs, truly, you can put a line through his last race. I thought he got eliminated early in the Gold Cup. If you don't want a single Catalina Cruiser 1-2 morning line, this horse, Gutty, coming back in the True North, sometimes they react a little, but he has looked very healthy out here at Del Mar. I guess I'll look at the 2 inside horses. Just, you know, there's times you just want to beat the heavy favorite, and then you got to find the right horse to do it with, and that would be number 2, Core Belief, but it's Catalina Cruiser's race. He'll probably dominate, but I'm using both of them. 1-2 for me in the San Diego.
Hollywood Hills did it Thursday against the 1-5. Flavian Pratt on a horse that was 7 or 8 to 1 and beat the overwhelming prohibitive favorite. Jimmy Kelly out there, Davis Allen, listening to our radio program. A top of the morning to you, a top of the morning to Norman, as well as Tom Mansour listening to the radio program. A lot of first-time listeners that are aboard on this Saturday because We've been marketing and promoting, rolling out WS Radio. That's where you'll find us throughout the Del Mar meet from 9 to 10 on Saturday and Sunday. I want to thank Wade Taylor for being inside the studio and getting us on the air this morning as we proceed into the 2019 summer meeting at Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf. Burgers and Brews today. You got a handicapping contest. You got Ziggy Marley going later tonight. You got a 10-race card at Del Mar. The weather has been perfect. We'll be center stage outside of Monmouth Park for the Haskell. Del Mar is where you need to be. It's beautiful. If you're in the heat, you're in the desert, you're thinking about cooling off, head on down to the shore. Del Mar, always a great time. A top of the morning to everybody over there from top to bottom. Joe Harper, Josh Rubenstein, Craig Dado, Chris Barr, Billy Navarro, everybody there. That's a part of Del Mar. Jay Slender, the starter. Leif Dickinson, who is handling the turf course. Leif, I should say, not Leif. Leif Dickinson. And the track has been very good. We're going to talk about the track, both the main track and the turf course, with Tommy D and Larry Zapp soon as we wrap up this Pick 5. And what do you have, Tommy D, in race number 5?
Yeah, race number 5, number 8, Blue Moonrise. This is my top choice, and on a lighter ticket, I might consider singling it. Last time ran at 85 Beyer, finishing second at 3-1 for Bob Baffert. The workout pattern looks really nice for this 3-year-old filly. Malibu Moon is going to be the sire there. That would be my top choice. Spreading a little bit deeper, I would use the 5. Miss Ava's Union. I like number 4, Willow Glade, at a price. Nice workouts at San Luis Rey. And Paula Capestro doesn't have the best stats, but she is the owner-trainer here. Could put up a bomb there. So I'm going to be putting the 4 on my ticket also.
She ran second last night at 60-1. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't catch that. But, yeah, she could put up some bombs.
Yep.
So.
And she trains at St. Louis Rey. Is this horse trained at St. Louis Rey,
That is
Tom?
correct. And then you got Giovanni Franco aboard, so we all know he could ride.
That's our buddy boy. Our buddy boy Giovanni Franco. Paula Caprestro. And Alonzo Quinones almost stole the last race at 60-1 last night. Incredible ride by Alonzo Quinones. He thought he was home, he told me after the race, and just got tagged by a horse that came off the pace that was owned by Gino Roncelli and Roncelli Family Trust and Matthew Chu, the trainer. Congratulations to them. Iggy Puglisi was in the irons, and it just goes to show you, I think you touched upon it earlier, if I heard you correctly, that all 9 races or all 8 races yesterday were won by 8 different jockeys.
Yeah, definitely wide open. I think DVD won a couple the other day, and then Bejarano and Pratt. I think those are the only guys that have 2 wins in one day. But besides that, it's really wide open, and you're seeing all kinds of names hit the board there on the jockeys instead of dominating.
Yep, Drayden won back-to-back. I don't know if it was yesterday or
Thursday.
the day before, but these days are going by, and this is what we kind of expect. So you put your pick 5. You have any opinion in the 5th, Zapper?
Yeah, Felix, I always have an opinion, but we can't make things up. These early races are just not too exciting, and there's no doubt the 8 horse is the horse to beat. Blue Moonrise off its last race. Baffert's running too. I'd look at Shocking Fast. Got beat at Los Al, but it was a nice Andrew Lerner horse, Saint Painter, that beat him. I was there that day, and I thought this horse would benefit off of that start. So the 2 Bob Baffert horses, and obviously Miss Ava's Union, Richie Baltus. What a year he's having! And yesterday he knocked out a nice win at Strike at Dawn in the 5th, a filly that will be going to Del Mar Oaks. He won a race before that, and he ran second in the Straight Maiden. And when he takes a horse to San Luis Rey Downs from Santa Anita, as you can see in the running lines, there's a reason. Santa Anita was playing very deep, and some of the horses weren't getting over. It's a Richie being that wheels are always turning on Baltus. And he moved this filly down there, and I understand that she's training lights out. She really showed promise in her first race. So, 158 for me. Nothing, too exciting in this first pick 5. But, Felix, here we are opening weekend, Del Mar 2019. A lot of listeners, new listeners to the show, to you even. Tell us all, when was the first summer you came down to Del Mar? I mean, I'm just curious because I don't even know the answer to that.
I was the disc jockey back in 1977 at the distillery, and I came to Solana Beach in '76, and I think it was after the meet that year, and then we opened up the distillery nightclub. And folks, going back, I ran into Timmy, who I haven't seen in 20 years, and he reminded me of the distillery nightclub yesterday. That was 1977. I'll tell you how far back I go. I could remember that the first time I went to the racetrack, I bet Frankie Olivares in a Del Mar Futurity on a horse called Go West Young Man. That was closing day. That was my biggest score. I think he was at 70-1 that day, or paid $70. He was a monstrous price, but everybody kept on talking about racing season, and we opened up the nightclub in May, and the racing season started in July. And I remember that summer as it was yesterday. For the whole entire summer, every single night it was packed. What we would do is go to the races from 2 to 6, go home, take a shower, get something to eat, and head out to the nightclub and do the same thing. They were racing 6 days a week back then. The only dark day was Tuesday, and they had 49 days. They had about 7 weeks and 2 days of racing. But that was my first indicator that I was going to be around. Let me see. That's 87, 97, 2007. That's 42 years ago that I've been at Del Mar. But it's been so much fun, and the friends that I have met from this radio program and being at Del Mar, I wouldn't trade in for anything. Tommy D, how big's your Pick 5 ticket?
You know what? It's, I went a little bit lighter. I think the later part of the card seems a little bit better. I mean, I think the first, I think that, the real value that we talked about would probably be race 3 here in the beginning of the card. Besides that, unless race 5, that 8 gets beat, I don't see it paying too much today. All
right, then we'll recap it at the. We'll recap it. You gotta write these things down. We'll recap and dive into it at Milton's after the radio program. We'll have a little meet and greet there, and with Saratoga canceled, you don't have to worry about anything. You just hustle out. I want to ask you, okay, both you guys are handicappers, you put the pen to the form, you watch what's going on. Zapper's been around the track trying to find out exactly what's going on, following the horses that he's purchased, or he's had a hand in asking, his trainers to dive in and be able to purchase for them, or whatever the case might be. Tommy D, what do you think? Only 3 days, so you really can't, etch it in stone, but you could have an opinion in regard. Do you have any opinion in regard to the main course as well as the turf course?
No, like you said, it just started. So I like to go a little bit lightly in the beginning of the season, watch the first 3 to 5 days, see how the course is playing, and the track's going to change over time too. But I think Zap said it earlier. I think the dirt course is playing a little bit towards the speed. I think the turf course is beautiful and looks fair out there. So I think overall Del Mar did a great job getting this track ready for the season, and we just got to hope everything stays in place. But yeah, great job, because not everyone knows. I think we've talked about it, but the hustle to get that track in shape after the fair, because people are just walking all over it for the county fair here. So great job by the track crew and all. So I think it's looking really nice, Felix, and I hope we could stay this way throughout the meet.
I think it will, and you're absolutely right. Churchill Downs has a year to get ready for the Kentucky Derby. Del Mar had 13 days to take and get that fair disassembled and then get ready for opening day, which is on Wednesday. And of course, there's some things that they might miss, but they're doing everything they can, and what an overhaul that they had to undertake in regard to taking all that the Ferris wheel, and getting all the trailers and the electricals out of there, and then replanting the flowers and putting that paddock back into place, putting the grass there and making it look as beautiful as it is. There's no better place in the country than where the turf meets the surf, and it is beautiful. The racing on Wednesday, the vibe was very, very good. Trevor Denman, how great is it to have Trevor Denman back on the mic calling the races, and just we take it for granted, just the best of the best. Zapper, I will ask you the question that I posed to Tommy D in regard to that main track versus the turf course. What's your take?
Well, let's start with the turf course, Felix. I'm not a big fan of the pool table turf course like Santa Anita has. It's a good turf course, but this is a real turf course. This turf course plays fair. Yeah, we saw the Steve Sherman on Thursday go gate to wire after setting, really slow 51 half, 116 when gate to wire. But pace makes race here. If you get a slow pace, you can steal it, but this is a very fair turf course. And, let's remember one thing. When they made this turf Breeders' Cup ready, they had to fit 14 horses on it. So there was no room to just build out. So they kind of made it a little more of a bull ring. And you got to be a little lucky to get through on this turf. Strike at dawn yesterday in the fifth, split horses yesterday at the right time, for example. But a filly that I bought as a yearling, and we're still involved with Ciaglia with, it paved in the seventh yesterday. Ahimsa, I want to congratulate Pete Erden for going gate to wire with a really good Brice Blanc ride yesterday. But paved was loaded going into the far turn, and because this turf course is a little more tighter, not as wide, paved was trying to thread the needle and couldn't do it and cost her winning the race. She ran third. Very proud of her. She's going to have a monster year. But this turf course is very fair. It's a rally-wide course because it's hard to get through on the inside when it's a full field of horses. So you got to remember that when handicapping. And we all know you got to get lucky on turf anyway. Dirt track has absolutely been speed favoring. Hard to close. But we saw the Matt Chu in the last race, 15 to Vegas, and a lot of people patting me on the back today because that was my play of the day I was giving out to everybody yesterday. And I'm going to probably start doing that on Twitter more. We could talk about that at the seminar, but most of the races have been definitely won near the front of the field. First flight, I would say, first, second, or third winning on the dirt. But it seems like you can still finish and close a little because it's not quite as deep as Santa Anita. I think they've done an amazing job getting both the turf course and the main track in great condition. And the first 3 days, I think, have been just extremely good here at Del Mar.
Yeah, the horse you were talking about, 15 to Vegas, was dead last, circled the entire field just to get up, to take over the lead and win over a 60-1 shot trained by Paula Capestro, as we mentioned. So, you gotta pay attention, and especially on the turf course. You're absolutely right. I was talking to some friends last night. We were at Buongiorno sitting around and just having, some pizza and beer and just enjoying just a beautiful Southern California evening and just relaxing. And I talked to you earlier in the day, and so I bet paved. You like paved, and absolutely exactly, how you shared it with us this morning. Paved got stuck on the rail and in that turf, on that turf course, and I thought the same thing that you just delivered, Zapper. I don't think I think if you hug the rail and you save ground on that turf course, there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to get out and get a good run. I think you have to tuck in and then swing right and get to the outside or the middle of the course where I think you'll have a better chance of winning. But just an impressive third place win for he was tracking the speed. Pave was tracking the speed all the way around, and take nothing away from the winners of any race yesterday. They all deserved it, and they earned it. But it's going to be a great, great weekend of 10 races today, 10 races tomorrow to close out the first week. I think Del Mar's pretty happy with everything that's going on race-wise here, and we're going to keep it going. So, Tommy D, when you looked at the entire card today at Del Mar, and you said, let me see, let me scoot through 1 through 10. Which race did you stop and say, hey, this is a race that I got a good feel on?
Geez, in the earlier part of the card, it seems a little bit more chalky, but, the later part of the card, you're going to try to find a price here. And this next race, at 7-2, it's not a big time price, but I think you should be able to get that because there's a lot of competition. And I'm talking about the next race. That's the Daisy Cutter. And I like a horse, SY Sky for Phil D'Amato. This horse won 2 in a row. It won a grade 3 last time at Santa Anita on the dirt. It also won on the turf pretty nicely by 3.5, beating I'm a Happy. I'm sure I forgot the last name there, but I'm looking at the form here. But SY Sky, I think, is pretty solid here, number 3. I think that's a nice little play. I like him in the exacta in front of the 10, 9, and I also like the 8, and I might throw the 4 in there. I might put a couple horses behind it in the exacta. But number 3, SY Sky in race 6, I think that's pretty nice. You get 7-2 on it.
Is that a Phil D'Amato?
Phil D'Amato, yeah. Won its last 2 races. This horse is nice. 13 starts, 7 wins, 5 plays, 1 show for $662K. I like the chances here in this race to take it home on the turf.
Who owns?
The owner is Nick Alexander, as we know, is a big-time owner.
Yep.
So that's something to look out for also.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he won yesterday or Thursday. Want to shout out to Andy Asaro, who's joining us online. Andy, at top of the morning to you, my friend. Keep it going. He's the watchdog of horse racing. And Ken Rose in Royal Oak, Michigan, says it is hotter than hot back there in Michigan. So I guess you're going to have to get up to the lake and cool off. And if you're hot wherever you are, if you're listening to our broadcast outside of the San Diego County area, we are here in San Diego. We are WSRadio.com. Thinking about doing a podcast? You have an interest in getting your message out there? You have an idea for a radio program? Then contact us here at WS Radio. We'll get your podcast off and running from Studio A or Studio B. So did you put a lot of time into this card, Tommy D? Did you rifle through it this morning, or did you rifle through it last night, or all weekend long?
I looked at it. I started looking at it last night, and then finished up this morning. So I did a quick take, mark some things down, and go through and see if I could pick up anything. Watched a couple quick videos, looked at the results from the last couple days because I missed yesterday a little bit. So. Just kind of, getting ready for the big day today because, Del Mar, anytime in the summer, Saturday is a great day at Del Mar.
What's your takeaway from opening day? What was your most famous moment?
Man, it was fun. Just meeting everybody, just being out there. I'm just a people watcher. It's just one of the best days you could possibly be here in San Diego. I tell people this is one of the best tickets in town. You got beautiful people. Everybody there is to have a good time. And just have fun, and just meeting everybody, meeting, everybody from celebrities to just regular race fans or people that haven't been there, Felix. It's just all about, enjoying the day and the weather and enjoying the horses because they're beautiful animals, and that's what it's all about.
And you brought your brand new camera to the track. You hugged it like your little baby boy, like it was a new child. You held on to it. You took some great video. We had some great interviews. We had some great pictures. When you looked at the video that you captured on opening day, the resolution must have been off the charts. Oh,
yeah, it was great. I got a new camera, so set up a little 4K, and I'm going to be putting some more stuff out on my YouTube channel, and it's The Hip Horse.
The Hip Horse.
On YouTube, so if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I got some videos out there, but we're going to be putting some more Del Mar, Saratoga. Felix is going to be on there with me, doing some more interviews moving forward, so definitely something I enjoy doing, but yeah, unbelievable. The photos and video I got from that day, I mean, it was a picturesque day.
Yep. Zapper, Larry Zapp, cut his teeth on YouTube where he had his own YouTube channel, and he did due diligence to the game, the industry, without any question, because he had a lot of videos of horses working. I could remember going back as far as Zenyatta. Larry's all about video, way before video was cool. And so, Zapper, you still doing your YouTube channel and your video?
No, and, I am the god. I'll take credit for this. I am the godfather of horse videos on YouTube.
I agree.
This is before, we were inundated. I mean, God, don't you remember when you're a horse racing fan, when Chris Lincoln used to do that like KDOC show in L.A., like we would do the weekly recap of all the stake races, because we never got to see any of these stake races unless it was a Triple Crown race or one or two big races that Jack Whitaker used to bring us on CBS. So having that chance, getting that camcorder and finding out about YouTube and, Zenyatta, Curlin, all these horses, people can go to Larry Zappi on YouTube. And no, I retired from that. I went to Twitter, built my Twitter followers, stopped kind of doing that as much. And then I went to Instagram and, this podcast thing, getting very close to maybe doing a daily podcast down below here at Del Mar, Felix. Just, obviously I got trainers and owners to the left, to the right, in front of me. I'm right on the wire every morning downstairs. And it might be my next move, but right now I do a little Instagram storyline with a little music, play a little Felix DJ for, you get 15 seconds of a song, try to fit the photo, and it's kind of fun to always jump to the new gadgetry that people are following, because obviously everybody's on their phone, et cetera, et cetera. But Tommy D, I have to say one thing. SY Sky, if you think you're getting 7-2 because the morning line maker made a bad morning line, I'll guarantee you that horse is under 2-1 today, and maybe closer to 8-5, because everybody's going to be on SY Sky in the Daisy Cutter today.
Yeah, no, definitely. And to your YouTube, maybe we need to bring you back, Zap, onto the Hip Horse channel, because I got some ideas. Maybe we can work something out together, but we'll talk about that. But SY Sky, you might be onto something. But, Kenton Road, the 10 horse, this horse also won 2 in a row. I know he's going up in class, and definitely ladies, Subi might get a little bit of play. But, you're probably right. 2-1, if you get anything above that, I think it's a solid play. But SY Sky does look to be the best in the race, especially after beating Belfort Bay last time out.
Hip horse.
Hip horse, HIP.
I've got to be interviewed on that, because if there's anybody hipper at my age, I'd like to meet him.
Please.
Zap,
please,
you're
please.
in.
Okay,
you're in.
You've gone too far there. Okay, squash him, Wade. Mute that button, please. Okay, he just ruined it. Anybody hipper at my age, I got to meet him. That is classic Zapper right there.
Hold on, you mute him, but we didn't even get his pick, Felix.
Oh yeah, well let's get his pick and then mute him. All right, what's your pick?
I don't know if he's on SY Sky or not. Let's find out.
No, SY Sky is going to be low odds. You have to use the horse. There's no doubt about it. That 10 horse you mentioned is going to have to deal with others. I mean, sadly, doesn't he have 2 speed horses in the race?
Yep.
And 5/8 Grass is speed. I mean, SY Sky, and then Painting Corners has speed. SY Sky is going to sit the pocket. Holly Hundy's got speed. Yeah, it's a single. SY Sky is a single today in this race.
I just got text. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The later part of the card gets better, but through race 6, I just think we're going to be chewing on a lot of chalk. The chalk-eating weasels out there are going to love the first 6 races.
Wow, that's interesting. I just got text from my man, Big John from Tip Top Meats in Carlsbad. That is the place. It's the old-time butcher shop. I mean, he has everything from A to Z, freshly cut meats, fish, whatever. Unbelievable. Invited us all up for breakfast, so we'll have to get up there one day after we look at the workouts. Toby, you, Zapper, Tommy D, myself, we'll all join John for breakfast at his restaurant up in Carlsbad. If you've been a long time North County folk or San Diego folk, you have to remember and realize how strong of a statement Tip Top Meats makes. And John's been there 53 years, believe it or not, and he's legendary. Anybody in North County, Carlsbad, Solana Beach, Del Mar, La Costa, Oceanside, you say Tip Top Meats, they know exactly where he is, and I'm kind of hungry right now at 9:45 on a Saturday morning. All right, I want to ask you in regard to the 7th race. I have an interest in the 7th race, and what'd you think when you first looked at the 7th race, Tommy D?
Yeah, it's you're looking at a bunch of horses that are lightly raced or haven't raced at all. So you got to field the 7, and I fell on top of number 6. Big Returns is my top choice. Jockey trainer 43%. Ruben Fuentes, Luis Mendez getting these 2-year-olds ready to fire right out of the gate at 19%. Only reason I went there, not much information, but I also like number 7, Club Aspen. Craig Lewis, we had the opportunity to talk to him, and with this jockey Valise, I think this could be a play at 6-1, and then One Fast Bro. I'm using 3 horses here, and you probably could throw in Vegan. This is a tough, wide-open race. I know a lot of people are on Side Street Dave, so you might be able to spread all here. Top choice for me would be 6 and 7. I'm going to try to catch more of a price here at 6-1 with hopefully a first-time firing.
All right, we were up there the day prior to, where was it, Monday or Tuesday we were there?
It was the day before opening day, Tuesday.
All right, Tuesday, and we had an opportunity to talk with Craig Lewis, and he was watching his horses work. And we had a grand old time up there. It was beautiful watching the horses work. There weren't that many horses on the track, which it was more subtle and organized. And Toby Terrell was busy with stopwatch in hand. Zapper was nowhere to be found, but we did catch up with Zapper yesterday after he did make it here for opening day. 7th race we go, Larry Zapp. What do you think about the 7th?
Well, Tommy D stole my thunder. Last summer at the Del Mar yearling sale, I chased 2 horses. One, Brian Corner and Samantha Siegel. It was a Son of Unusual Heat that hasn't made the races yet. And the other one, I was going to buy this Big Returns. Mr. Big, I was going to get him cheap. John Brocklebank, who buys all these horses that Mendez trains. It was me and John Brocklebank from like 20 to 70. I kept saying, I'm not going past 30. I'm not going past 40. I got to 67,000. He goes 70. I looked him in the eye, and he's like, I ain't stopping, bro. I don't know if anybody out there's ever met John Brocklebank, but he's an intimidating factor at a horse sale, and I didn't get the horse, and I walked away kind of dejected, and this is my everybody already knows who I talked to this morning. This is my play of the day. This isn't a typical Mr. Big. He's out of an Orientate mare, Quick Check, and I think she got her name because this guy is going to have some gas. He's got a big stride on him. I think we're not going to get to 6-1, but I'll take half of that if I can get it. But Big Returns is my quadruple star play of the day.
Wow,
and,
quadruple.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Wow. Let's go to Toby Terrell. Let's bring him in. Quadruple play of the day, Toby Terrell. Opening weekend of Del Mar. Toby, you there?
I am here.
Quadruple. Zapper just released a quadruple play of the day. How can you imagine that?
What does that mean?
That's what I was asking. I thought maybe you did. What does it mean, Zapper?
Well, a lot of people will put like 1 star for a horse they like, and maybe they'll spread 2 stars for a horse they give an edge to. A lot of people will go for the 3 stars like their play of the day. Well, you know what? There's 4 quarters in an NBA game, and I did happen to see and didn't get to meet Kawhi Leonard on opening day while he was being quickly ushered upstairs. But I'm thinking Kawhi Leonard would want, you got to play all 4 quarters, Felix. You know that. So quadruple.
Yeah, without any doubt about that. Hey, Toby Terrell, let's go to the 5th race today. We're going to see you over at Milton's after you wind up. We're going to be there at 10:30. I want to get one of your main races on the air with us right now. What about the 5th race to close the Pick 5? What do you think?
Well, good race. Bob Baffert with the number 8 horse, Blue Moonrise, is a very temperamental filly. She'll be flagging that tail around all the way down the stretch, no doubt. She does it in the morning. She does it in the races. But the key is that Blue Moonrise picks up your leading rider on these parts, Flavian Pratt. Good outside draw here and is training really strongly coming into the race. So lots to like about Blue Moonrise today in race 5.
Toby, you've been here all week. I'm sure you've seen a number of works. What's your take in regard to the main track versus the turf course early on here? I know it's only been 3 days. You can't really have enough data, but, I mean, you've been eyeing it, a couple extra days of workouts. What's your take in regard, Toby?
I'm really happy, really happy with the main track here. We had 175 workers yesterday, probably about the same today. and the tempo has picked up gradually with each and every day. It's been very, very consistent to me, and I'm very happy with the way the main track is playing thus far. And the turf course, well, it's been billed as the best turf course in America, and I wouldn't disagree with that either.
All righty. So, Toby, what's your takeaway from the first couple days of Del Mar? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, first 3 days, day number 4. What's your big takeaway?
I would say my biggest takeaway is that the main track has had absolutely no bias. You can win on the lead. You can win from dead stone last. You can win from the mid-pack. So I've taken that away from a track profile standpoint. As far as the racing goes there on the dirt, there are some things that concern me already at the meet, Felix. Let me just put it to you this way. If we don't get a big crowd out here today, I will be concerned.
Why do you say that, Toby?
Well, you've been out at the races the last few days?
Yeah, I have.
Very, very light crowds. I'm getting reports from all over the place.
Yeah, I would have to, gingerly agree with you. I think, without any question, that the situation and the perception of what's going on in racing might have trickled down to some people where they have become disinterested. The heat was one thing. Wednesday opening day, Thursday, of course, it's traditionally the slowest day of the year at Del Mar. Friday didn't get started. I think this meet will pick up. I think this meet will be good, and I think the racing, I know that I have full confidence in Tommy Robbins and David Jerkins that they're going to continue to make competitive cards. And, Toby, I got to tell you that I was real interested what they bet opening day outside of California, outside the state, in all states combined. And, on Del Mar's 10-race card on opening day, they wagered outside the state $9 million, which is a pretty nice number to have, $9 million plus the $3.2 million that was wagered on track. So Del Mar did in the vicinity between 12 and 13 million. And so what I think would be a great opportunity for Del Mar is to take advantage of the cancellation. Like, Toby, what rings supreme in my ears is when you came on or you shared with me in regard to, and repeat this, last year at Saratoga, did you tell me that 45 races were changed from the turf or something of that sort that were taken off the turf because of the rains? You had a big number.
Yeah, it was in that vicinity. I mean, in a nutshell, basically the whole first 75% of their meet was a washout, and everything that goes along with that, it really trickles. It's not just what it seems on the surface. It goes way deeper than that. What happens is you throw the entire racing program off its feet. You can't plan to run your horses. These horses all plan to run on the turf. And then when they cancel so many turf races for 4 or 5 straight weeks, it really throws the entire program completely off the rails. So, now they're dealing with the heat. And we will be the benefactor of that today. We will get a big, let's just keep it in baseball terminology. We'll be juicing the ball today, Felix.
Yep, and Tommy D, that's your area back there. Can you share with us what that, what that day today at Saratoga would feel like with the temperature being, in the mid 100s, plus the humidity index would go ahead to 113, I think.
Oh, the humidity is what kills you. We don't have it here in Southern California like you do in upstate New York, but it is humid. It's at that point where, like, you're at your seat and you go to make a bet, and you're sweating like a banshee by the time you come back. So I don't disagree with Saratoga canceling, especially a big track like Saratoga. If you've never been there, there's a lot of outside seating. There's not much inside. A lot of picnic tables. It's meant to be the backyard. So I think it's a smart decision. You got to look out for the people and the horses.
All right, I want to thank Wade Taylor for getting us on the air once again, my man, WT. from WSRadio.com. I want to thank Larry Zapp, Toby Terrell. We'll be seeing him at Milton's. Tommy D, you'll be there. We're going to get some coffee and some bagels, some food. Barry's waiting for us over there. If you're in the vicinity, drop on by. It's $25 for the breakfast. Proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Solana Beach, the Barbara Harper branch. How's Luca doing, Tommy D?
Oh, Luca's doing great. He's getting big. Got to get him up to the track. Went up early, watched the horses in the mornings. He's all about it, but we got to get him up there. It's a great time to bring the kids around the animals.
All right, we'll see both you characters, Larry Zapp, Toby Terrell, just in about a half hour's time or whenever you can clear your slate. Tommy D will be heading up there, and you're going to hang out at Del Mar today, Tommy D?
You know what? I might stick around for a little bit. I got some things to do, but yeah, always if I can sneak in some time, that's where I want to be.
Yep. All right, Track Talk. Show number 1, Del Mar. It's going to be a great weekend. We'll be here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Tell your friends. This is where you'll find us throughout the 14 shows that we'll be producing live from this network. It's the WS World Syndicated WS Network. Until tomorrow morning, adios.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Kinja Dixon was crowned the #1 sales executive through hard work, deep thinking, and the revelation of Universal Talk Laws. He now wants to share these lessons with you. Universal Talk Laws are what you need to know and use in business and at home to have successful and effective conversations. Kinja Dixon shares his wisdom, action plans, and wealth. Each book comes with a chance to win $10,000. Find Universal Talk Laws at KinjaDixon.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days?
What's that mean? Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 more hours. That's 866-734-6877.